All right, listen, so I know you're busy. I'm busy too, so I'm going to try to be quick. I may talk fast, so stay with me because I got a lot of information to unpack. So let's talk about it. The Color Purple, 50 Cent, Method Man, P. Diddy, Oprah Winfrey, Taraji P. Henson. I got a lot to talk about, right? So first thing, let me start with Oprah and Taraji. So I'm excited to see The Color Purple. I know a lot of people are upset about the movie. I've seen videos talking about, it being, bringing up traumatic events and this, that, and the third. I'm excited to see the movie. I will be there on Christmas Day to support the movie. I'm there to support Black actors. I'm there to support Black cinema. I'm there to support Black creatives. So I'm excited to see the movie. And so much of the hate that I've seen surrounding this movie, coming from Black people, Black women, has really been aimed at Oprah. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, damn, like, why are all of these people hating on Oprah so much? Right? So there's this recent clip. I want to say that they're like at the Empire State Building in New York, and they being the cast of The Color Purple. Oprah dances out onto the viewing platform, what have you, and Taraji is there. And at a certain point when they're on the platform, Oprah is at the center, and then she moves towards the end. The clip is all over TikTok and YouTube. If you want to see it, go right ahead. So at a certain point, she's standing next to Taraji, and then when the rest of the cast comes out, Oprah removes herself in the middle and moves to the end, right? And so then I think it's like Danielle and Fantasia and Taraji, the stars of the movie, okay? Oprah is not a star of the movie. So in my opinion, when I saw it, I was like, okay, well, that she was just being gracious because this is their moment to shine. Oprah has had decades, right? And so this is Taraji's moment, this is Fantasia's moment, this is Danielle's moment. Let me humble myself and move myself out the middle and give these girls their shine, right? So when she does that, now all of a sudden, once again, these people who hop on TikTok and YouTube just to create mess, oh, I wonder what that was about. You know, I wonder if it was, they're looking for signs and looking for trouble when there's absolutely nothing, right?
Cause let me tell you something, bitch. Let me tell you something, bitch. What you not finna do is play in Taraji motherfucking face, okay? I don't see.
And Taraji was on a podcast where she basically talked about being underpaid. And so people, these sleuths, go out and start trying to put 1 and 2 together to make, 3, when actually it's coming up a big fat 0, okay? There's nothing. And so Taraji has since come out and said, look, no, that had nothing to do with Oprah. Oprah and I had great conversations about it. And once again, it just proves that people are in such a rush to create drama and conflict that they will create content with absolutely no basis, right? So anyhow, when I saw how quickly people were to hop on the Oprah hate train, I started thinking to myself, like, damn, when did Oprah become so vilified? Because when I was growing up, people loved Oprah, okay? And I still love Oprah to this day because I love what she represents. I love what she's done. I love what she's done for literacy. I'm just a huge Oprah fan, and something monumental would have to happen in order for me to change my disposition on Oprah. But I started asking myself, why are all of these people throwing so much hate at Oprah? And then, I remembered there was a point in time where Wade Robson, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce his name, he had some allegations against Michael Jackson, right? Go look him up if you're interested in him. He's a choreographer for Britney, Backstreet Boys, I believe, but he made some allegations against Michael Jackson. If you know about the Michael Jackson lawsuit many, many moons ago, Wade Robson was apparently the child who Michael Jackson settled with. So after Michael's passing, Oprah, and I definitely think that this was a tone-deaf moment for Oprah decided to interview Wade Robson. Now, this set the Black community off, right? The Black community was upset because, if it's one thing we don't play about, it's our Michael Jackson, right? And so the Black community was upset, considered her a sellout, this, that, and the third. And so I believe that is when the energy towards Oprah began to shift, right? So fast forward from the documentary with Wade Robson, here we have Apple TV, okay? Stick with me, people. So Apple TV launches, and Apple TV wants content for their new platform. And so into Oprah, right? Because Oprah is going to drive viewership. So Oprah creates a documentary. This is the whole Me Too era, about Russell Simmons, right? And Russell Simmons was accused of, essay against many women, right? So much so to the point that he wound up fleeing the country and, going abroad because he didn't want to have to face prosecution here in the U.S. And I think he's still, this has been, I don't know, maybe 10 years that Russell hasn't been in the U.S. He's been gone for a minute. So anyhow, he flees the country. And Oprah creates a documentary about it, right? This was before Surviving R. Kelly. So Oprah creates this documentary about Russell Simmons and all the allegations surrounding him and his essay cases. So enter 50 Cent. So 50 Cent, who wants to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show, right? And is upset that he cannot be on the Oprah Winfrey Show. This is his words, not mine. He goes on to basically talk about how Oprah is vilifying black men. You know, she did the same thing to Michael Jackson. Now she's doing it to Russell Simmons. Why isn't she doing this to Harvey Weinstein, this, that, and the third? And so for me, this is when the hate towards Oprah really sort of picked up steam, right? Because 50 Cent has a large fan base. People tune in to hear him troll people nonstop. So everyone begins to turn on Oprah, right? Her perception in the black community really begins to shift at this particular point. Now, again, I don't necessarily agree with Russell Simmons as a choice. Like, if you want to, was it Russell Simmons and Bill Cosby? Don't quote me on that. But anyhow, 50 was basically saying, girl, why are you aiming this laser at the black men when you got Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein and pick a Steen, any Steen, okay? The Steens are carrying on. And to his point, I can agree, and I can certainly see why he felt that way, right? But let's move forward, okay? So the documentary never came out, never saw the light of day. I've never seen it. I don't know if Apple Music, if Apple TV pulled it, what have you, but I've never seen the documentary. So whatever 50 Cent did seemed to work, or made Oprah have a change of heart, okay? So no documentary. So after that happened, you know, again, her perception, her being Oprah, her perception in the black community began to shift. People just started to feel a certain way about Oprah. So fast forward, here we are once again on the eve of The Color Purple, the musical, coming out. And I read an article today where 50 Cent is creating a documentary about P. Diddy, okay? And in this documentary, he is talking about 50 Cent's alleged SA cases. Now, mind you, this is the same man who had just taken Oprah to task about creating a documentary about black men in SA. Now, suddenly, you're creating a documentary about a black man in SA. So it seems to me like 50 weaponizes his platform, and he is hypocritical in the sense that there's tons of other people. I just watched a documentary about Armie Hammer on HBO and what he was doing, right? If you don't know what happened with Armie Hammer, do your work. It is... Look up the documentary. It's mind-blowing how this man was carrying on. But 50 Cent isn't creating a documentary about some non-black man. He is creating a documentary to vilify Diddy. Now, that's not to say that Diddy doesn't deserve to be scrutinized. Okay? He does, because he's done a one and he's done a two. Okay? So, but my point is, why wasn't it okay for Oprah to do it? But suddenly it's okay for 50 Cent to do it. And you have to realize that so many people, what they say, what they do is so self-serving. Because if you care so much about black men then, why don't you have the same energy for black men now? Okay, we know Diddy is in a very low space. Now, let me tell you something really quick about Diddy. All of these allegations aside, what happened to Cassie aside, obviously I despise everything about that. As a black trans woman, I definitely have a soft spot for Diddy, and let me tell you why. First of all, let me say this before I talk about Diddy. I don't believe that this man is gay or bi. Could he be? I don't know. First of all, it's not my business, and I just simply am not invested in who other people are sleeping with, and I cannot for the life of me understand why so many of you are. I don't care who Diddy sleeps with. It's not my business. I do care if you are coercing someone through force or drugs or any force of coercion or grooming. You know, I stand against that. But the reason as a trans woman that I do have a soft spot for Diddy is because Diddy has done some groundbreaking things for the trans community, right? If you were a Making of the Band fan like I was, you'll know that very early on, before it was in vogue, before it was a thing, Diddy brought a non-binary house mother onto the Danity Kane season of Making the Band and put someone who was non-binary on TV. Not something that I had seen a whole lot of, certainly not in the hip-hop community. And I just thought that that was really, really groundbreaking for him to do that, right? Fast forward to another season of Making the Band, he puts Jayla Sims, another trans woman, on the show. Does not only put her on the show, but she happens to make Diddy's band. You know, the Dirty Money Band. So she winds up making the Dirty Money Band, Jayla Sims. Shout out to Jayla. I don't know where she is or what she's doing, but she makes that. So another trans woman he gave a platform to. Before that, he had a show on VH1 called I Want to Work for Diddy. And Laverne Cox got her start on that show. So as you can see, Diddy has opened the door for a lot of trans women and given them a platform and visibility. And for that, as a black trans woman, I will always be thankful to him being a visionary and seeing outside the box, because with him being a man in hip hop and giving those opportunities to members of the LGBTQ community, I'm sure it's going to put his sexuality under scrutiny. And in spite of that, he still did it. So, you know, outside of everything that's happened with Cassie and all of this essay allegations against Diddy, I do still have somewhat of a soft spot for him, because I believe that two things can be true at the same time. You can be evil, but, you know, there can also be some good things where evil exists, right? I don't believe that he is absolutely evil, right? Is he a man with issues? Who amongst us isn't? But again, I just think it's very interesting that 50 Cent is taking his time to create a documentary and vilify black men when he did the same thing against Oprah. Comment below. I want to know what you guys have to think, what you guys have to say. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.